Ashanti region, where about 30 rabbit farmers in the region have lost their livelihood to the outbreak of the Rabbit Viral Hemorrhagic Disease. Our reporter, Ibrahim Abubakar, has been assessing the extent of damage on the farms.
I have a young rabbit farmer with me who has lost about 480 rabbits following the outbreak of this virus.
So far, for me, my farm here, I've lost over 400 rabbits. And this happened within just a week. Because I invested a lot in it and I wanted to get some income out of it. And this one came about. Let me say, how to improve my farm, it has hindered it.
Have you informed the veterinary office and what have they been telling you?
Once this virus came in, because it was novel, we knew nothing about it. We did engage them. We were taking some of the dead animals to them. So they came to take samples of their liver and intestines and made some, let's say, researches on it to identify the type of virus which was in that hitting us with the farmers. So they are trying to import the vaccine inside the country so we can vaccinate the rabbit that we have in the system. But the problem here is that the importer is a private man and he is demanding half amount of the money before they import the vaccines here. And we, the farmers, do not have such money because per rabbit, you are going to buy a vaccine of 9 cedis. So depending on the total number of rabbits you have in your farm, that you are going to pay for the vaccine. And it's not easy for us because we have nothing left in our accounts to go in for such thing.
I've seen that you've shifted attention to poultry business.
Yeah, it's true because I can't leave the cages empty and let them sit down without doing nothing. I have to do something else. So I just shifted to poultry business. That is the turkey farming and I'm just starting.
So I have another rabbit farmer here with me who is fortunate to have 3 of the rabbits, but he has lost over 100 of them.
That's all ya umunyina egubuma omu ndi ebeka ba kumma mienu omune na mhana mchi omushe inside and I like me show mu kakra je say ebe yampa ba ku ne kutami na ba ko so ne da buo
you see anu ebu abem se obeye rabbit farming nana because you see am ehun say oh yeah poultry farming.
Abembo ya bezan say ahodini ni ho ametimi di asan I start ezan say we no ejiska pa.
Well, he is not discouraged towards doing the rabbit business, even though he has lost over hundreds of his rabbits. He just needs financial support from the government to restart what he has been doing. But at the moment, he has also switched to poultry to ensure that he earns something for himself and his family. Despite losing over 200 rabbits, this farmer is not perturbed. He has started the business again and he has over 30 of the rabbits at the moment.
After almost all of them died, leaving only one, I bought 1 male and 2 female in addition, and gradually they started reproducing.
Are you not worried they will still die of the virus the other 200 died of, since we still do not have the vaccine?
Well, at the moment, it's a try and error.
So that's the situation in the Ashanti region, quite worrying. Join me via Zoom is Dr. Patrick Amponsana. He is an investigative officer with the Kumasi lab. Good afternoon, Doc. Thanks for joining us.
Good afternoon.
First of all, what is this disease, the viral hemorrhagic disease? What is it?
Thank you once again, and then good afternoon to your cherished viewers as well. So the rabbit hemorrhagic disease is a viral infection that is basically affecting rabbits. It's caused by the Cowsey virus. But one thing I have to make it very clear from this point is it's not a zoonotic disease. It's not a zoonotic disease. and then the mortality rate can be as high as 100%. And then the time between which the animals start showing clinical signs and the time at which they die could be so short that the farmer may not, as it were, be able to put in a lot of control measures.
Right. When you say that this is not zoonotic, what does that mean?
When we say zoonotic disease, basically what we are trying to say is it's not a disease that is transmitted from animals to humans.
Right, okay.
So basically, people that are enjoying their rabbit delicacy should not be worried about this disease. It's not a zoonotic disease, and they should be rest assured that this disease is not going to get to them.
But that means that if somebody may have consumed rabbits that was infested with that, was infected with that disease, as a consumer, you have nothing to worry about medically. You're safe.
First and foremost, we don't encourage farmers to, as it were, sell dead animals to unsuspecting consumers. It is totally not right for you to sell a dead animal to a consumer. It is not wholesome. But then the main point is it's not zoonotic. So basically the rabbit industry is an emerging market, and we don't want anything affecting a vibrant industry that is coming up. So the science behind this particular disease is not zoonotic. So consumers of rabbit meat should not be worried.
So what's your service doing about this condition? We have just seen a report by our correspondent in Kumasi, and it's quite troubling. 2,000 plus rabbits dying of this condition. Economically, is not very healthy for the farmers. What is the veterinary service doing about this in Kumasi?
Yeah, we are also very concerned about this particular disease because it also bothers on food security.
Hello, doctor.
And a source of income to these farmers. So we are doing everything within our means to bring the situation under control. As it were, we detected the disease somewhere along in Kumasi, somewhere in March, April there. So we've done a lot of radio programs in the region to sensitize some of the farmers about the control measures of the disease. And then samples have been collected from various farms. We've done the PCR, we've identified the virus, and then samples has also been sent to Canada for sequencing, and the results are in. Hopefully the vaccine should be in very soon. Basically, what we have been teaching the farmers is about biosecurity. Even though we are still waiting for the vaccines to get into the country, we are telling the farmers that they should do everything within their means to prevent the virus from entering their rabbit farms, and even if the virus has entered the rabbit farm, reduce the impact of the virus in the farm, and then onwards spillage into other rabbit farms. In this case, then we will be able to control the disease that we have at our hand at the moment. And that is what we've been doing in Ashanti region as at now, and trying to bring the disease under control whilst awaiting the vaccine to come into the country.
Do you know when the vaccine is likely to arrive? Do you have a timeline you're working with?
I'm very sure the vaccine will come because for a vaccine to come into the country is not something you get from the shelves of the supermarket. There has to be a lot of research into it. So samples were sent to Canada for sequencing, and then even though the results is in, there has to be a lot of consultations to get the vaccine into the country. And as I am aware, the veterinary director is working tirelessly around the clock to get the vaccine into the country. We don't want a vibrant emerging market like the rabbit industry to go up in flames just like that. So we are doing everything within our means to bring the vaccine to control the situation that we find ourselves in at the moment.
Right, Doctor, thank you very much for your time. Dr. Patrick Amponsa is an investigative officer with the Kumasi Technical Laboratory. Very worrying situation for rabbit farmers in the Ashanti region. But